After the trial, it was Friday, November the 15th, 2024. So is let's just go what we'll see. If y'all can see over there to the right, jury trial requested, right? So I don't know if we're gonna have to do a jury trial or if they just gonna throw the case out or what. But right now, we have 14 days before my lawyer, not my lawyer, before the judge, Judge Karen Hall, would let us know whether they're going to take on Network off the case or not. But Maurice J. Scott is senior, is the plaintiff, versus Black Titanic, aka Helen Clark, aka Helen Griffin, all defended. Now here for the hot tea. Shout out to here for the hot tea. Her name comes up every time I go to trial. Her name comes up. Anonymous name comes up. You guys, Anonymous is a real lawyer. As I told y'all, Anonymous wanted to be virtual, but her request was not did in a timely manner. However, Anonymous is a lawyer, so she is a real lawyer. For those of you, y'all got egg in y'all face because y'all tried to say that this woman was fake. This woman was not no lawyer, no nut. I could tell by things that Anonymous was saying that she had some kind of legal background, but y'all just want to just make this lady seem like she was fake. She is not fake. She is a real lawyer. So probably Anonymous, if you listening, make sure that you get everything is in a timely manner. Um, I don't keep up with Anonymous. I guess Anonymous is keeping up with this case herself. But yeah, it has to be in a timely manner for those lawyers. You got to come in as a lawyer. You got to come in and argue your case. So it would be different for her to come on in. The standards are different for her as a lawyer to be virtual. So Maurice J. Scott is a plaintiff and counter defendant in all other names used or known by in his individual representative and agent capacity. He has nobody representing him. He is standing alone as a lawyer, you guys. So anyway, I did have an agent of OWN. He is an agent of OWN Love and Marriage Huntsville, jointly individual or is they liable. So anyway, you got Maurice J. Scott as the plaintiff, got Black Titanic or Helen Griffin as the defendant. So I'm gonna let y'all know that whatever he got going on, we're here for the hot tea. Time has lapsed. Yes, allegedly time has lapsed. He has not found her, so they do have a time limit on when you can get all those dependents in there and paperwork filed. But according to the illegal documents, how it works, her time has lapsed. He has not been able to find here for the hot tea. And y'all, I didn't think Maurice thought that he was going to run into all this. Now, he saw Anonymous. Anonymous, I think, had been on my platform maybe twice. She really didn't hardly visit me. It was the other bigger content creators where she was on, and I really enjoyed her. I wish she would come back. I really enjoyed Anonymous. Anonymous, come back. But she's off social media right now, and but anyway, she is a subscriber, so don't tell me this man was not going after subscriber. It's just that True T did what she did. She stopped him. She blocked him, whatever plans he had. That's why you see all this other fictitious A, B, C, D, E, F. He was trying. He had others that he wanted to put on there now. I know who he wanted to put on there, but I can't say it. There were lots of content creators that he was gonna put on there now, but QT stopped them. So you guys need to stop attacking this woman for trying to help people out. But Maurice put his foot in his mouth. Carl, that woman is really a lawyer. I know he had to be shocked. He must have been shocked, y'all. Cause he coming in with his chest all out and demanding and threatening women's and oh man, he had his chest just full. His ego was just boosted, only to find out that he had trying to sue the wrong people. That woman is a lawyer. She got that man sweating. So even if they dismiss that case from me, he still got a lawyer, a real lawyer to deal with, y'all. He got to deal with that woman. He don't have time to be dealing with no here but a hot tea. Oh, he got to put out that fire with he got to put out with that fire with anonymous. Anonymous gonna cover some really damaging things. Yeah, yeah. Anonymous may have some damaging stuff that she can uncover with this man. But here for the hot tea, they according to the Alabama law, his time has lapsed with trying to serve this young lady. Now, I'm not saying nothing ain't supposed to say. Y'all already know that he came on the scene. That's how he was requesting all about all the men here for hot tea. Oh yeah, I forgot here for hot tea husband is named on there too, y'all. So I don't know what the husband got to do with it, but he's on that. He is part of that lawsuit too. So I don't know if I think here for the hot tea I already know that her husband was named. But anyway, so he came in, y'all. He said that he had did a whole lot of trials. He was good at what he do. But when he gets in the courtroom, it's entirely different. And I mean, the only time I heard him, the first hearing went to, he tried to represent himself, but the lawyer, and then now this last time, he didn't try to represent himself. He didn't even try to defend himself, you guys. But anyway, I just want to say that Maurice, you need to either just throw it out. Let's just throw. You need to just say, "I dismiss this case. I'm out of here." So that would be to your best interest because my lawyer just not gonna give up. She just that type. And when she come in there and that judge look over there and tell her, oh well, do you need more time? She tell that judge, no, I'm ready. She ready to swing. She ready to cover the story. She already done did everything she need to do to come to court. Anyway, you guys, that's just the face sheet. I am the defendant right now with Maurice. And Maurice, did Carlos give you a gag? Did Kingdom Reign give you a gag order, Maurice, about this case? Because you ain't said nothing. Nothing. Just that one hearing that we had. You not filed no paperwork or nothing, y'all. But it's just beyond me. I don't know why he want, so uh, anyway, y'all, I'm just letting y'all know what's going on, what little I can admit to. But you got True T. She's over there. She done put it out. She done read all these documents, the latest documents that been out that y'all haven't seen. You guys know this is public record already circulating around in the environment, and this is all I could tell y'all. I could say this. Did Carlos or Kingdom Reign give Maurice a gag order? The reason I'm asking y'all because after he filed that after that first hearing, we haven't heard anything else from Maurice. I don't know if Maurice thought the case was gonna go away or what. But there's no turning back. No turning back, Maurice. You started it. But anyway, y'all, let's just see what this say. I'm gonna start right here, y'all. Scott has remained silent on the record after Griffin's 7/12/24 objection, July the 12th, of the untimely answer filed on July the 11th, 24. Scott has remained silent On the record after Griffin July the 12th, lawful assertion that Scott's failure to answer is a full admission to her amended complaint. Scott has remained silent on the record after 7 July 1124. Scott has admitted for the record and remains silent. Scott remains silent on the record at the hearing held on 11/15/24, y'all. Friday. Friday. He didn't even defend himself Friday, y'all. He was quiet as a mouse. Only time he perked up is when they mentioned here for the hot tea. Oh, and yeah. Oh, that's the only time we heard anything from him. Even when the judge pointed to him and talked to him, he was quiet. He just said no, he had not served here for the had to. Is there a gag out order? Is Carlos demanding that this man don't say nothing, or do he, as a lawyer, don't know how to represent himself? He was in that courtroom without Kimmy. He had Kimmy or any of his brothers. Nobody was in the courtroom with him, but he was quiet, like she said. Scott remained silent on the records on November the 15th. And after Griffin motioned repeatedly, and even made oral arguments that Scott has conceded to the four corners of the amendment complaint by failing to answer. Conceded, they say, just means some kind of admission, you guys. Yeah, conceded that you admit something is true. So, in other words, with him not answering at all, he's admitting that what we're saying is true. Accordingly, allegedly, yes. With him not saying anything, with him not turning his paperwork in, filing his paperwork in on a timely manner, he's also admitted that everything is true. Allegedly, y'all. Right? Scott sat silent at the hearing on 11/15/24 and only responded when the judge asked if he had ever even gotten around to serving here for the hot tea. All the alleged defendant in the defamation action, Scott indicated that he had not. That's the only thing he said. And he had supposed to been, he didn't try to defend himself. He didn't try to get on off the hook or nothing, or himself off the hook. He just didn't say nothing, you guys. Whether or not Scott is silent about his own choosing or under the command and control of the employer on is unknown and irrelevant. The reason for Scott admission stipulation is irrelevant. And in law, stipulation means legal argument or a knowledge or legal a lie. Stipulation say means legal agreement or a knowledge. That's what Google says. So let me just read this over. The reason for Scott admission stipulation is irrelevant. Whether OWN has gagged Scott into silence, or maybe Kingdom Reign, or whether or not Scott has decided to simply let OWN share his liability is irrelevant. Oh, Maurice, you finna throw OWN under the bus and Kingdom Reign under the bus to get yourself out. Is that what you want to do? All right. Whether or not there is currently a quiet storm between Squad and OWN is irrelevant. Whether or not Scott believed that OWN should be held to share liability or not is not quite clear. That Scott has agreed by jointly stipulation to share such liability. And he stated recovery demand with OWN as reference and said amended counter cross complaint. Whether or not Scott has implied by Scott's OWN, it's just irrelevant, you guys. So that's all I can share with you guys. You have to go over to True T. She can share with y'all the document. She's reading the document. She's reading the entire document. You gotta go to QT. But the thing of it, I mean, not QT, True T. Sorry, QT. Shout out to Here for the Hot Tea. Also, in those documents that from the time that he said that he was going to name Here for the Hot Tea as a defendant to now it's over with. The time has elapsed flat. So I think Here for the Hot Tea is in the clear now, unless he plan on going back and start from the beginning. This just me. I'm not a lawyer, y'all. I'm not a lawyer, y'all. But he has not. That's been since when was it, y'all? Almost a year ago. And you still don't know who your defendants are. But anyway, you guys, Here for the Hot Tea, shout out to her, shout out to Anonymous. Now, this man, anyway, y'all, is there a gag order on Maurice, or do he not know how to defend himself? Is the question. Black America Web, Pastor Jamal Bryant responded to Ray J. viral threats.
Say, when you looked at the phone and you saw all of it, what went through your head?
So I'm walking on the belt line.
Okay.
I'm walking on the true story. I'm walking on the belt line, and people are passing me on the belt line saying, "Are you okay?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Somebody else passed me like, "Man, keep your head up." So I was like,
I'm
"Okay."
just walking on the belt line.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking people are just greeting me.
Right.
I get to the end, and this guy I don't know says, "Man, I guess you won't be going to the West Coast for a while." I said, "I just came from the West Coast."
Right.
So he said, no, with the beef with you and Ray J. So I said, "No, I don't have no beef with Ray J. I was just with him last week."
Right.
So he says, "No, he's threatening you online." I'm like, "I have no idea what you were talking about."
Right.
So a pedestrian on the belt line pulled up their phone and showed it to me. That's
how
it
you
is.
found
I
out
got
about
it. Yeah.
When you saw what he was saying,
I was in shock.
Okay. What is it that, I mean, I know you
happened?
said you were
Yes.
going to stick to the code
Yes.
and the parts, it was a safe space. He said, I thought this was a safe space. And if you air the interview in its entirety, there's going to be problems.
Yes. So a week ago, I'm in LA, and I bring him on to record the podcast. In the middle of the podcast, he says something that I believe he says something
Right.
that his lawyers came on the set of us shooting, saying that this is broaching something that has legal ramifications.
Okay.
I then say, in the middle, said, "Hey, man, this is a live to cut podcast. I don't do editing.
Right.
But this is my guy.
Right.
And I don't want him to have to pay money. I don't want to be liable. I tell you what, I'm going to edit this part, but anything else he says,
Right.
we gone."
Because he's been warned by his lawyers.
Right.
Yes.
He knows that.
Yes.
Okay.
We go on and record. At the end, Ryan, of us recording, you're like, "Man, I really needed this. I'm going to come back to church. I've been out of church for a long time. I need to get right with God. I want to do a part 2. I said, "Oh, that'd be great."
Right.
So I said, "Listeners, you all heard it here first. Ray J wants to do a part 2. We're going to bring him back next year."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "No, I want to do a part 2 before Christmas."
Okay.
Bet.
Yeah.
We hug it up, dap it up,
Yeah.
go our way.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. A week later, I'm like 50 cents with Floyd Mayweather. I woke up, what did I do? What just happened?
Right.
So, the threats are, and I'm like, man, I told you I'm going to take this part out.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know where it was coming from. My next call is from my lawyer, who says to me, "Hey, man, my lawyer friend from LA called. Do you need more security?" Because he's associated.
Yeah.
Like, do I need security? I'm not as big as this guy.
Not as big as Big Ray.
I'm not as big as Big Ray. But I can handle Ray J. I can handle Big Ray. But I can handle Ray J. I don't need security. But it just snowballed and avalanched out of nowhere. And what was really disconcerting for me.
And that was I thought about suicide a lot, but that was when I attempted it. And I really didn't want to do it, but I really did want to do it. Because it's like when you have a bad dream and then you think it's real, it feels real.
Yeah.
And then you wake up, I be feeling like that life really happened. And so whatever dimension I popped into is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So I had a bad dream last night. So I'm here now with you. I think what happened last night in my mind happened. So if they having a funeral for me in the other dimension, they probably are.
No, you're going to live. You got years to go.
I'm living here.
Yes.
How do you know if...
So y'all, I'm taking this from Isaiah Robbins' channel. But Ray J threatened Pastor Jamal not to put this interview out. So, but once it hit the air, it hits the air, and that's not irreversible. Pastor Jamal Bryant just got married again, you guys. But anyway, I don't know why Ray J threatened him not to put out this interview, but here it is.
Every day you don't ever live forever.
Right.
You just keep skipping the different dimensions. I want to talk high talk.
Yeah.
But that's how I be feeling. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the interview to go a different way. I didn't know how the interview was gonna go, but we figured with the shit.
Talking about the interview between Nick and Minaj.
It began. It was just hurting.
Yeah.
It did because it's like, damn, man. Like I cannot get away from it. So it's like, since I can't get away from it, why not just jump into it?
Yeah. It's the bravery of your truth. And truth sayers always...
I'm a liar.
No, you speaking truth today.
No, because I might not be able to put this up. I'm still a liar.
Yeah.
I've lied about my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a liar. Unless I say, these people did this to me. They're very bad people, and they've been controlling me this whole time. Just like the National Syndicate and all this. They'll come kill me, bro. They'll kill me for this. Literally murder me. I'll be like, tomorrow you'll be like, yeah, Ray J overdosed from some fentanyl that he did. It's like, damn, Ray J was a drug addict. He died. That ain't really what happened.
Right.
They killed me.
Yeah, Ray J going through some things. He had described how he wanted to delete himself. Ooh, he's such a talented young man. I hope he get it together, and I hope him and his wife and children be safe. I hope that they can work things out also.
I'm praying for your protection. Do
I
you...
need to be in the pastor protection program.
Nah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm pulling out the ushers right now. I don't know if we're going to find it. You're too valuable to God and too valuable to your family.
We got to get it in the church.
Oh, no.
You know, the PPP, the pastor protection program.
Yeah, that's the next venture.
Smart.
Yeah, no, let's...
The people who trying to tell the truth.
Ray J always thinking about some kind of investment. Ray J is always thinking about some kind of investment.
From the enemies who cut
That's
their throat.
Isaiah Robbins.
If they expose what it is. We dealing with billionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep their image clean. So they'll do anything to shut down the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been wearing a vest lately.
That's why I've been wearing a vest lately. So Ray J is pretty much coming out on a lot of different individuals. How many people you know, they say died on fentanyl? They just said Rich Homie Quan died on fentanyl. Ain't that crazy? Didn't Mac Miller overdose? Rich Homie Quan, Whitney Houston, Prince, Michael Jackson. Boy, oh boy. These are all overdoses, huh? Ain't it interesting? Like, I watched the Whitney Houston documentary the other day. And the last lady that seen her alive, I forgot who she was to Whitney. I forgot. But she was bathing Whitney, right? And this was when Whitney was sober, supposedly. She said that she went out the room to grab something real quick. She said it wasn't about 30 minutes, right? She said she walked back in the room of the hotel and all the lights were off. All the lights were off. Then she went into the bathroom where Whitney was, and she said the water was like up to her ankles, like the water was still flowing. But Whitney was face down. Nobody thought that was a little suspicious. Nobody looked into that. Nobody really was like, okay, maybe somebody came in here real quick when they knew you left and drowned her.
The new 2024 GMC Sierra HD. Get 3.9% APR.
I always love Nick.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm 97.5% divorced. 97.5. So I'm almost there. I'm at 3-yard line. We almost got to the end result. And then my ex-wife said, you know what, I'm gonna represent myself. So that's where we are with that. With Nikki, I felt like it was character to character. And I felt like I was in some kind of like dominatrix skit. Is dominatrix a sin?
No, go ahead.
You should know not to ask that pastor. No, that pastor don't think that's a sin.
Is dominatrix a sin?
No, go ahead.
It felt like it was fun. I'm not gonna even lie. I think about it every day. I think about Nikki every day now.
In what way?
In ways that nobody would want to be, right? Because again, she is a married woman. I made it my point to every time I addressed her on the interview, it was Mrs. Petty.
Yeah.
I was never on no junkie stuff like that, but some of the things that she was saying to me just left me stuck, you know?
So is Ray J fantasizing about being with Nicki Minaj is married?
And I haven't been able to be the same since.
So Ray J's talking about thinking about her.